What's up, y'all? This is Osirez the PC Pimp, and today we're going to take a look at a game by Paradox Interactive called Stellaris. Alright, let's take a look at Stellaris. What is Stellaris? Stellaris is a pausable real-time strategy game or a 4X game. If you don't know what those are, it's kind of like Civilization. A 4X game is a game where you explore, expand, exploit, and exterminate. So basically, you start off with little to nothing, and then you explore your area or your region or territory and expand it through resources or conquering or just, planting your butt there and owning it. And then you exploit that new area to get more resources and exterminate all your competition on the map that's given to you. So like I said, it's much like Civilization 5 or something like that. So now that you know what it is, let's see how what does it do? How does it play? So according to Stellaris, or to Paradox, Stellaris is the description is that you explore a vast galaxy full of wonder. Paradox development studio makers of the Crusader Kings and Europa Universalis series presents Stellaris, an evolution of the grand strategy game with space exploration at its core. You explore a vast galaxy full of wonder, featuring deep strategic gameplay, rich and enormously diverse selection of alien races, and an emergent storytelling. Stellaris has engaging, challenging gameplay that rewards interstellar exploration as you traverse, discover, interact, and learn more about the multitude of species you will encounter during its travels. So they say their main features are deep and varied exploration, enormous procedural galaxies containing thousands of planets, explore anomalies with heroic scientist leaders, infinitely varied races through customization and procedural generation, advanced diplomacy system worthy of a grand strategy game, ship designer based on a vast array of technologies and stunning space visuals. Mostly all true. Well, I say all true. As a disclaimer, this game was provided to me by Paradox Interactive, so big shout outs to them. Appreciate it, and that makes it able for me to bring this game to you guys. So let me get my first impressions out the way. Once I first played this game, I'm not really a fan of games that require so much focus and attention, especially being ADD as hell. I find it hard to actually pay attention to games that require a lot of focus. So I didn't think I was going to like a game like this. But a few of my Linux friends, they said that this game was pretty amazing. So I said I'd give it a try, right? And the first thing I thought was like, actually, it is pretty cool. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Star Trek in a way, as you would, but instead of being like on the Enterprise, you are the commander of that species of people. And you don't need to necessarily be humans. There's several species, and then you can create your own species, and etc., etc. And at the end of the day, I found the game to be pretty fun and highly recommended. So let's talk about the gameplay. The gameplay, it's easy to dive into and understand. You can, even if you've never played a 4X game or a pausable real-time strategy or whatever, you can get into this game and pretty much easily understand what's going on. Plus there's an AI robot that is used as a tutorial piece, meaning that when you first start the game,
hello Dave, you're looking well today.
He tells you what's going on. When a new thing pops up, he explains to you what that new thing is. I like that it's really persistent, meaning that he will continue to tell you about that thing until you tell him to stop telling you about that thing, because you're getting thrown a lot of information at once. It's very detailed information of various environments, situations, and species. If you actually take the time to read what's going on, there's obviously a lot of detail put into what's going on here, and to the technology and to the species and all the things that are going on in the galaxy. There's a lot of attention to detail, such as warp wind down as you enter a system from hyperspace, which makes this game really cool for if you're a sci-fi fan. I think this is especially a space sci-fi fan. This is definitely worth looking at, because they nail all the things that are, commonly used themes of space sci-fi TV shows and movies and whatnot. As far as the controls go, there's no way to change key bindings. I find that kind of disappointing. One of the things as a PC gamer is the ability to control and modify your environment. And this game does not give you any way to actually control or modify any of the controls in the game. So you're pretty much stuck with what you're given. Not terrible, but not great. Hovering over items shows keyboard shortcuts, but there's no place to see them all at once. So that was another thing I didn't find, or maybe I just missed it. There was no way to actually go find out what the keyboard shortcuts were either. You had to actually hover over things and find out for yourself, or I even Googled it and I couldn't really find an all-in-one place where you could find all the controls, which is weird and I don't understand it. So that's the controls. The controls are, what the controls are supposed to be for a game like this. There's going to be you're going to use a lot of keys for this type of game. So for the graphics are pretty cool. They're not amazing, like, oh my god, 4K high resolution textures and stuff, but they definitely get the point across. They're very sufficient for what it's trying to, the idea that's trying to present to you. The different models of crafts and space objects are very cool, but zoomed in, the 3D models are nothing amazing. So this is a game about controlling entire empires. But when you're in the zoomed out or medium zoomed out mode, everything is like the scale is pretty awesome. Zooming in though all the way to 100% on a object shows the lack of textures on that specific object. But this is not a game about single items. This is a game about controlling mass fleets and using tons of science ships and construction ships and all kinds of stuff going on there. So and at the end of the day, the graphics do what the graphics are supposed to do for a game like this. So although not amazing, everything is represented well enough that made me pause and just explore the reaches of space, just to see the different type of stars, the black holes, the nebulas, and all the stuff that was going on. For the sounds, that has a traditional big orchestra sound in the spirit of Star Trek. So you get that really Star Trek-ish type of sound in music background while it plays. Nothing that I found distracting or that was so busy that it made me want to turn it off. Worked fine. The ships and if you zoom in to specific items, like ships will have ship noises, and stars will have, I guess, whatever star noises are and that type of deal. For the performance, it uses very little CPU, but appears to be single threaded. I'm not sure on this, but I didn't do any in-depth looking at it, but it appears to be pretty much single threaded, which is fine because it really didn't use any resources. Alt tabbing out of the game causes it to minimize even if it's in windowed borderless mode, which is pretty annoying for a game like this, because a game like this is a game that you're going to spend hours on. You're going to spend an exorbitant amount of time on it. This is not a game that you jump in and play for 5-10 minutes. One campaign is going to last you hours upon hours, possibly days, definitely days. And so if you get a message from somebody and you want to alt tab out because you have multiple monitors, the ability to do that is important because you're going to get interrupted while playing a game like this. So I don't know. So that pretty much covers the important parts of this game as far as I'm concerned. I definitely recommend this game. The price as of the making of this video, which is Friday, June 3rd, 2016, 2 days after my birthday, by the way, which is why the videos have slowed down. Man, birthday times are important. But anyways, the price of the game is of June 3rd, 2016 is $39.99. And I don't think that's a unfair price. That's a pretty fair price. And this is a full-featured game. You are getting a lot. They are updating it regularly. I've seen several updates, including a pretty important major 1.1 Clark update, as they call it. Don't really know why it's called Clark update, Let me see if I can find the details of said update. Also, no, wait. Also, by the way, you can also get the Nova edition for $49.99 and the Galaxy edition for $69.99. And I'm not sure what those exactly mean. Let's see if we can find the Stellaris 1.1 update notes so that I can explain to you exactly how much effort they're putting into it. So just in this 1.1 Clark aka Clark update, they changed things like strikecraft attack behavior. No longer necessary to control planets to demand them in war, but controlling planets that are set as war goals now generates more war score. Now possible to custom a rule. It is now possible to set a custom ruler or heir title for your custom empire. So you can change the name of your rulers and heirs and all that stuff. You can change the name of planets. It's pretty cool stuff. That's another thing I didn't really get into. You can customize this game to the way you want. You can add your own species. You can name the planets what you want to. Like if you want to have an Osirez planet, you can have an Osirez planet. You can do what you want. That is also really cool. So it's not a prescripted, well, it is still a prescripted, but it's something that you can make your own. It is now possible to write a biography for a custom empire, so you can actually write the backstory for your empire if you also choose. Added influence reward for establishing communications, collection of strategic resources on planet tiles, adding settings for AI aggressiveness, and so on and so on. Slavery mandate no longer possible if slavery is outlawed. So if your empire outlaws slavery, you can't do it no more. And it goes on and on. They did a number of fixes, a number of updates, a number of balancing acts, components. They did some building adjustments and a lot of things. The reason I go over something like these types of things is because a developer who pays attention to their game post-launch and actually listens to feedback and actually fixes things that are not completely right in the game is really important, especially in this day and age where internet access is pretty common, and fixing your game should be mandatory. So 2 thumbs up to them for actually rolling out those updates and keeping the game moving along, balancing out different portions of the game and making the game great. And according to Metacritic, this game gets a 79 for the user review. For the outlet reviews, and 8.3 from the users. So everybody loves this game. Everybody pretty much loves this game. Should definitely check out this game. So that pretty much covers most of what Stellaris is. If you have any questions about Stellaris or anything in general, you know where to leave them. Go ahead, put some commentary in the comments where they belong. And if you like this type of video, you want to see more Linux gaming videos or more gaming videos, because I play all kinds of games, go ahead, hit that thumbs up button. If you just hate the world, hate yourself, hate life, and flying spaghetti monster, hit the thumbs down. And as usual, this is Osirez the PC Pimp, and I'm out.